Let's get the fucking mix, huh? Let's get in the mix. It's Joshua Lamb here, host of the Rollercoaster, a fantasy football podcast. And yeah, I said it last week. I'll say it again. We don't have many left. We don't have many left. And before I dive in, I got a couple things to attend to. A couple things I want to announce. A couple things that might affect the podcast, this particular podcast, this particular episode. And that is number one, I have a mean toothache. Mean one. Like I got somebody in there just absolutely taking knives and shovels and ice picks, whatever you want to call it, and just jabbing my shit. Oh, mama. All right. Yeah, these wisdom teeth, those dentists lied to me. I'll say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Those dentists lied to me. They were like, yeah, man, you look good. You look like you got enough room in there to let those babies grow on in real nice and deep like. And I'm like, hey, if I can not get them taken out, I'm not going to get them taken out. But instead, every like 6 months, this motherfucker had better come up like quick. Every like 6 months, 6, 7, 8 months, maybe even 4 months, could be five, whatever the amount of months, I'll randomly get some serious pain in my wisdom teeth. Oh my god. So a couple days ago, my left side started acting up, little thing, a little something, and I was like, oh, I felt it. I felt it coming. I was like, what can I do to make sure this doesn't happen? And the answer is really nothing, because after 2 days of that hurting, after that second day, bro, my right side started acting up. And then the left side stopped hurting altogether. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Um, I go to bed last night with this right side feeling pretty damn mischievous, and I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning in just excruciating pain. Oh baby, excruciating pain to the point where I got out of bed. I looked for some medication, ended up doing some ibuprofen. And for people who know me, I don't really do ibuprofen very often. I have my reasons. Don't ask questions, you bitch. All right, I just don't usually take ibuprofen. Haven't taken it probably since high school. But I was hurting so bad. I was scouring the globe at 2 o'clock in the morning looking for something to ease the pain. Ease the pain. A little Frank Ocean, Novocaine, baby, baby. And honestly, this microphone has never sounded better. So in my shits, that Novocaine, that little verse I just hit sounded pretty damn good. But back to it. Get some ibuprofen in me. I go out to the kitchen. I throw some fucking salt water in. I throw some salt into a little warm water. I'm gargling that shit. 2 o'clock in the morning. Ibuprofen kicks in, allows myself to fall asleep. I wake up early this morning in just more pain. I'm just like, oh my god, right? Knowing damn well I got this podcast to do, but I will say, because fantasy football, baby, it's life, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's life. Um, so I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, excruciating pain. I think to myself, real quick, while I'm fixing the issue that I have, let me go check the waivers, just in case. Even though I looked at them a couple hours beforehand, before I went to bed, but I was like, let me go check the waivers, make sure there's not anybody I want to take a shot on. 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm gargling this fucking salt water, and I'm over here, I'm making claims. I mean, I think it's safe to say there's not really many people out there right now that's going to make it a much big of a difference when we're already in the playoffs. But who did I pick up? I think I picked up Zach Moss, and I'll get into the reason why I did. Zach Moss. Um, but yeah, so I woke up with that pain, and it is hurting like a bitch as we speak, as I speak. When I say we, no, ain't nobody else here. It's me. Um, yeah, so it's hurting. I thought to myself, how could I potentially go about this podcast today? Do I push it back? Do I wait till next week? Do I do two in 1 week, maybe next week or something? I said, listen. I have 21 subscribers. And if you were with me last week, I had 19 last week. Now I got 21, huh? 21. Can you do something for me? Um, I got 21 people that they're just hanging on these videos every moment and every day, waiting for that notification. Rollercoaster of Fantasy Football Podcast is up, baby, and it's live. So the last thing I'm gonna do is let down those subscribers, my loyal fans. I can never do it. 21, can you do something for me? Little Drake action. I'm not gonna start throwing ass like he is. On a little 21 Savage here. So that's number one. I'm here because my fans need me, and it's a big week. It was playoff week, round one. That's number one. Secondly, it's Christmas time, baby. It's Christmas time here in Orlando, and everywhere else in the world is also Christmas time. But it's also here in Orlando Christmas time, and Christmas time for me, it's a big part. It's a big part of the year, man. I love the season of Christmas, the joy it brings to me, my friends, my family, the whole jazz. I like giving gifts, and I like the weather. I like being able to throw on a little sweatshirt and get a little crispy. So with that being said, it being Christmas time, I thought I would pull out. I mean, for all those Seinfeld fans out there, I know you probably saw old George popping out of the little bottom of the screen. But hey, it's a Festivus miracle, baby. You know what I mean? And yeah, that might be like kind of not Christmassy in a way, but yeah, it's holiday. It's a holiday season, but by George Costanza's standards, and it's a damn good shirt. And I like that olive color. I mean, not olive. I like that egg white color on my skin. So I decided to throw one on. That's number two. After that, I don't think I really have much after that. And that's going to conclude the button. No, I'm kidding, guys. Relax. Look at my face, man. I'm all swollen. My face is all swollen. That's probably number three. Number one was the toothache. Let's pull it back for number three and talk a little bit more about what the toothache has done to me, not only pain-wise, but appearance-wise. My face, my cheek, it's swollen. If you've been watching for the past 7 minutes, you're probably thinking to yourself, all 21 of you, 21. You're probably thinking, wow, one thing I can always count on when I pull up on these roller coasters is a chiseled, strong jawline and just a structure of the face that you just want to take a ride on. Somebody had to say it. Yeah. Wow, that guy. That's one tight jawline there you got there, sir. That's what I keep on hearing from everybody around. Even George is looking at it. You see him. But right now, he's admiring a rounder face, a puffier face, because this damn wisdom tooth is just souping me up. Woo, mama. One thing I can deal with is a little bit of pain. But when you start messing with the facials, motherfucker, I'm coming for you. When I say I'm coming for you, I'm coming for that wisdom tooth. And I think I have all four of them. I'm coming for all four of them bitches. I want you, and I want you out, and I need you. So that's number three. My face is hurting. My face is puffy. But 21, I'm going to do something for you. So yeah, that's the first three. Got those out of the way. I got the job in me. Got a little Grinchmas cup going on. Shout out to my shorty, because this is hers. And I'm in the season, baby. I'm in the season, baby. And one thing I wanted the season to bring me is gifts. Good tidings, good brings, good vibes. And going into this week's playoff matchup, to break it down, I only had one playoff matchup this week. I don't consider a loser constellation bracket anywhere near something that I need to worry about. Unless you're in the toilet bowl like my boy Ridge and Trevor were this past week. And because in that league I didn't end up making the playoffs, don't even look at me, all right? Bad luck all fucking year. That's why. That's the only reason. But because Ridge and Trevor were in the toilet bowl, I'll have a little segment later on talking about how that went down. But coming into this week, I had one league. I'm only in two. 50% of the league. I have 50% of leagues. I ended up making it to the playoffs. First league, that 10-team league, I'm in there, baby. 3 seed. All action. All action, all gas, no brakes. I'm in the Tessie, but all gas, all ass. Give me a taste. So, looking at my matchup, going into this mix, the 8-6 J Shags Love Racks, and really it's the J Shag Love Shacks, but I like to put a little twist on it. J Shag Love Shacks, we're going against the old Gettleman's Ghost. Like I said, if you watched other previous podcasts, I have played my buddy Adam before this season. I never understood the Gettleman's Ghost. He has yet to give me an explanation for what the hell it means or what the hell it is. I mean, at this point, I'm fed up. And honestly, I don't really care because I knew coming into this week, the way my team's been playing, I'm going to put the motherfucking smackdown on old Gettleman. Gettleman? Gentleman? It's Gettleman. It's Gettleman. Yeah, it's Gettleman. Still don't like it. More I say it, more I hate it. So looking at it, I was projected to win by like 10 points, 15. I'll take that. I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it until I'm blue in the face or maybe even red in the face from the tooth. Projections, they don't mean much. They don't mean much. Projections can change in an instant. In an instance, or an instant. One of the two, you know it's changing quick. So, projections, all it takes is one guy popping off a 30-yard tutty, and they're like back in the mix. They could be down by 15, one touchdown, they are right back in the mix. So, projections, I'm not too worried about them. But looking at how my team has been performing the last couple weeks, I mean, I was pretty confident. I'm not going to lie. So let's get into it. Thursday, I believe it was the Thursday game. It was Seattle versus San Fran. God, yeah. And if you know my team, if you followed along, Christian McCaffrey is at RB1, baby. He's at RB1. And I said it last week. I'm not going to wish any injuries or ill tidings on anybody out there. I mean, this is a professional game. You want to see everybody stay healthy. You want to see everybody flourish and play well, unless you're playing them. But Christian McCaffrey, I was a little nervous about his carries being taken away by Elijah Mitchell, Deebo Samuel taking some carries, doing whatever. I need him to be that Swiss Army knife that he's been his whole career. And San Fran, at first, I wasn't sure if he was going to get utilized as such. So they go into Seattle. Tight game, 21-13. San Fran's looking good this year. With a rookie quarterback, I'll take a rookie quarterback when you have the running backs. You know what I mean? If you have the running backs of the team that has a rookie quarterback in because of injury or whatever injury, or they're trying to get some experience for their franchise later on, or the franchise quarterback that's going to be later on, whatever, or going for a draft pick, or they're throwing the season, whatever it may be, a rookie quarterback, when you have the running backs, is usually a pretty good sign. It usually gives you some good chances, some good opportunities, because not only are they coaching staff trying to make the rookie quarterback's path to a victory easier, they're trying to take the ball out of their hands in as simple ways as possible, either running the ball a ton of times throughout the game, establishing the run so it opens up the pass. So the passing windows are larger. They have to stack the box, easier passes, whatever. What I'm saying is when it's a rookie quarterback, they're going to rely more on the run. Rely more on the running backs. And when you have Christian McCaffrey who can run, catch, throw, all that jazz with a rookie quarterback, it's just going to be amplified even more. So watching it, you knew that Brock Purdy was going to have to throw checkdowns. I mean, that's one thing about rookie quarterbacks when they're just getting thrown into a situation. They need that safety net, which is that check down for a running back. I mean, all quarterbacks have that little check down guy. Depending on if it's their tight end or their running back or whatever, Christian McCaffrey is that guy. So go ahead and give me 6 catches for 30 yards. Whatever. I'm PPR, baby. 6 catches for 30 yards. I got 9 points off rip on you playing a receiver. On top of that, go ahead and stack up 108 yards on the ground, huh? Do that for me. Make it easier for Purdy. Guy's looking like a star because the guys around him are playing great, taking the pressure off of him. McCaffrey's snapping 108 yards, TD rush, 30 fucking receiving yards, 6 receptions for fucking 26 points, baby. That's a Thursday night game, and you know me. If you know me, you know me, and you know this. I don't like my guys playing Thursday night games. I think it's a trap to set you up for the rest of the week. Because if they suck, your weekend usually sucks. And usually those primetime games are low scoring. But unless you have that top guy who is ready for the Brett Lights, just like old CMC, then you really don't have much to worry about. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't too worried about CMC because how could you when he's giving you 26? You can't. So yeah, it gives me 26 on a Thursday night. I don't know. I don't think he had anybody going that Thursday night game. He had Myers, the kicker Myers. I also had Myers in my other league, but like I said, I don't give a damn about the other league anymore. If I'm not in the playoffs and I'm not in the toilet bowl, I don't care because I'm not wearing a skirt playing golf and I'm not winning the chip. What else am I doing here? I'm just kind of up there, just kind of hanging out, vibing, seeing what the team can do. And I have more luck in that other league, and I'll tell you what happened when I get there. But looking at his squad, after that, Myers had 9 points on the Thursday night game. Everybody else was either playing Sunday or Monday, whatever. So looking at his squad, he had old Joey Burrow, old Joey Chestnuts. He had Leonard Fournette, Keenan Allen, Michael Gallup, Mark Andrews, Christian Watson, the Patriots D. Looking at it, I'm like, honestly, man, the way that their teams, excuse me, oh my God, the job, oh God, you know how it is. The way like all these guys have been playing, it just kind of depends on game script to see if like they're gonna pop off or not. Like, yes, this team has some capabilities to put up some big points. Joey Burrow, you know what he can do. Jonathan Taylor. Oh, I didn't say he has Jonathan Taylor, and if you watch the games, it was bad luck, but he went out like after his first carry or first catch. Had him in my other league as well, so it was a little double-edged sword. You know, he got knocked out. I didn't have to play him in my actual playoff league, which was perfect for me, but it sucked on the other end because I still want to win games, even though I'm not in the playoffs. I'm in the action over there. So Jonathan Taylor can pop off. Joe Burrow can pop off. Leonard Fournette, game script happens. He ends up getting 8 catches for 100 yards. You just don't know. So Lenny can pop off. Keenan Allen, you know what he can do. Michael Gallup, if Dak chooses him to be the guy that night, easy 20. Easy 20 from him. Mark Andrews, we all know what he has. Christian Watson, shout out to my boy. Known him since he was a little guy, a little scoot. What's up? We know what he's been doing the last couple weeks. Guy's a star. And the Patriots D, man, they're also studs. So he had the capability to put up good points. Not going to lie, he didn't. Joe Burrow put up 25. Great start for that. Jonathan Taylor, 2.3. Leonard Fournette, still splitting almost 50% of the snaps with the old Rachaad White. Happy that I made that trade. Got him 11.5. Keenan Allen, 16.6. Michael Gallup decided that he didn't really want to be a factor. They're like, we're going to put up 34 points, but I'm not going to help you do it. Gets him 1 catch and 2 yards, 1.2 points. Gotta love it. Mark Andrews goes out there with the backup quarterback, gets 3 catches, 31 yards, 6.1. I mean, I'm living with these numbers, and I love these numbers. And then Mark Andrews does that, and then Christian Watson on the Monday night game only goes out there and gets 4 catches for 46 yards, comes back to earth a little bit. Still a good game for my guy. A decent game to his standards. I'm expecting a touchdown from my boy. I'm not going to lie to you. Patriots D gets him 11 after a touchdown. I mean, that ending to that game was absurd. But at the end of it all being said and done, guy ends up getting 91 points. I mean, that's not a playoff showing. You don't want that from your first round in the playoffs. Like, you can't have that. You can't have it, especially when you're going against the hottest team in the league right now. You got to understand, last 3 weeks, highest scoring team in the league. The J-Shag Love Shacks. On the back of old Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, CD, Lamb. So let's go over my squad. Let's go on over to my squad. And if you've been watching, you know I've had a concern at my RB2 slot. I made the trade. I got rid of Leonard Fournette because he was not shown. The eye test wasn't there. He wasn't passing the eye test. Rachaad White was taking too many snaps. I had Rachaad White in both leagues. I was like, honestly, they're like the same damn player at this point. They're probably going to get you maybe 10, depending if you get in the end zone. I mean, last week Rachaad White was the one who got in the end zone, or the week before that he got in the end zone. Yeah. So last week he had 5 catches, 21 yards, got me 10.5. That's like the same thing that Leonard Fournette got. And then the week before that, he had 6 catches, 41 yards, and a tutty, and he had 17 points. So I wasn't going to take the risk of having Leonard Fournette like lose more and more snaps when I could get some value. And that's where I ended up getting Hollywood Brown, who hasn't been great. Unfortunately, Kyler Murray is out for the season. Colt McCoy, I think he's hurt, whatever. I mean, he hasn't been great. But I got rid of Leonard Fournette. Hopefully, Hollywood Brown kind of gets all those targets back, and we'll see what happens. Looking at the squad, though, I was a little nervous on the RB2. What am I going to do with the RB2? Because I had a lot of faith in old Cordero Patterson, number 8 foe. I mean, the guy has been a Swiss Army knife, and that's what you want, man. If you can get a guy who can catch, run, if you have a receiver or a running back that plays receiver or running back as well, if they're playing 2 positions, if they're consistently getting snaps at 2 positions, I mean, what more can you want? I mean, and that happened again this week. Like a perfect example is like Taysom Hill, who's like listed as a tight end, but this past week he got like, of course, everybody knows he's been a quarterback like his whole career, like a Swiss Army knife quarterback or running back, whatever. But he comes in and plays like a snappy quarterback and throws like an 80-yard touchdown or something like that. I didn't even watch it. I saw he had 80 yards through the air and a touchdown as a tight end. So like things like that, if you can have a guy like that to play 2 positions, get you points in multiple different ways, either catching, rushing, throwing, usually you're pretty set. Unfortunately, Atlanta is a garbage fire and terrible and trash. And Cordero Patterson, after coming back from injury, just hasn't really gotten the usage that I want to see out of him. He's had some decent weeks in the last couple weeks, I guess. I mean, he had 12.2 this last week, but he had a tutty. The week before that, he only had 6. The week before that, he had 10. The week before that, he had 12. So he's had some decent weeks, but not like RB2 number weeks where I feel confident throwing him in there every fucking week. It's just not going to happen. So luckily enough, I grabbed Latavius Murray a couple weeks back because of the situation that happened with Melvin Gordon leaving and who else? Like Mike Boone was like out or something. All I know is opportunity is king in fantasy football. So I knew Latavius Murray is like the only guy they got over there. So I was like, let me pick him up. I decided to start him, even though I debated before the game started to throw in Rachaad White. The only reason I did not is because I watched that World Cup final game. And after that game, I was so drained by the intensity and just the overall awe that I had because of the ending of that game. That was the most spectacular sporting event I have ever witnessed. I am so glad and so happy. I mean, I watched like pretty much all of the World Cup. Love soccer. Great game. And I made sure. I was like, I am watching that final. Watching it. Absurd. I was drained from it. After that game, I was just like, I can't deal with any more intensity. I need to take a step back. I ended up hopping on the sticks with the boys. Shout out fucking Ridge and KY Jails. My boys. All right, we're gonna catch a couple dubs later. You better hear me right. Even though it's rare, not gonna lie, it's pretty rare for us to catch a dub. It's been messy. So I ended up playing games with the boys. Latavius Murray was already in my starting lineup. I was debating to switch that, but I take a look at my watch. Game already started. I was like, all right, we're gonna have to live with it. So yeah, Latavius Murray, DK Metcalf, CD Lamb, David Njoku, Eagles D, Harrison Butlips, Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey. You know the story. And I do this sometimes. I leave particular players out of my listing of my lineups, depending if it's my opponent or if it's for me. And I do it for the build-up. I want you to think, Josh, who'd you have? Who sucked? Who flourished? There is a reason you're leaving one of these players out, and I want to know. You know who I started this week? You want to know who I started this week? Motherfucker, I started Zay Jones. Ooh! Playoff round one. Zay Jones go for 35, 3 tutties, 100 yards, 6 receptions. Lock me in. Fire me up. Boys and gals. That was something that I decided late Saturday night. Saturday night, I said, hey, Zay Jones. Not going to lie, Zay Jones. You've been up and down, kid. You've been up and down. Because the week before this, when you got 35, you had 21.7, which is a great game. I love that. But the week before that, you had 2 catches, 16 yards, 7 targets, and like a ton of drops. I'm like, bro, that's the week I started you. I started you that week. The week before that, I picked you up because you had 11 catches, 145 yards, and 28 points. I picked you up after that, started you the next week, give me 3.6. I didn't start you with 21.7 because I didn't want to see it again. Put that up. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to hit on this. It's a gamble, but baby, I'm going to hit on this at some point. And I did. 35 fucking points for my boy. I mean, what a game for my guy. So looking at it, Jalen Hurts, 35. Christian McCaffrey, 26. Latavius Murray goes ahead and gets me 130 on the ground. 1 reception, 12 yards. 1 tutty. Bitch, that's 21.2 points. Oh, smackers. You kidding me? That's that RB2 slot that I've been so worried about. Goes ahead and puts out 21 on your boy. Go to DK Metcalf. Oh, that's also somebody I had on the Thursday night game. He got me 12.5. He ended up ruining one of my pick'em bets, but it's all right. What are you going to do? 12.5, respectable. Dang it. CeeDee Lamb goes out there, 126 yards, 7 receptions, 19.7 points. But I'm telling you, this guy is the king of getting a shitload of yards and not getting in the end zone. Not saying that he doesn't score touchdowns. He's had a couple touchdowns this year. I mean, how many touchdowns has he had this year, actually? I'm going to tell you right quick. He's had 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 tutties. Respectable. But he consistently, it's a pretty consistent thing, I feel, for him to put up good yards. Yes, I mean, 106, no tutties. 126, no tutties. 70 yards, no tutties. I mean, 75, no tutties. I mean, you're hearing me. Like, he puts up really good yards. Sometimes he just doesn't get in the end zone, and that's fine. I mean, that happens. But there's other guys out there, like Tyreek Hill or like Devontae Adams. If he puts up, like, over 100 yards, you can almost guarantee they got in the end zone. You can almost guarantee it. So, what are you going to do? 19.7, I'm going to take it. I'm going to live with it. I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. Follow along on other weeks. I picked up Dallas Goedert. He's been in my IR slot just because he was there. He was available. He's been a star for the Eagles. Wanted to see through him in my IR spot. He's going to be back this week. I might play him. We'll see. But David Njoku goes for 3 catches, 28 yards, gets me 5.8. Whatever. Get to the flex, 35er from the boy Zay. Eagles D gets me 10. Harrison Butlips gets me 3. He missed a field goal that probably would have put me up to like 8 or something. I think it was like a 50-yarder. I've been saying it, and I'll say it again. The J-Shag Love Shacks are catching fire at the right time. I go ahead and I put up 168 points on the boys. Lead. I mean, I think it's the fourth fucking time in the row. Four times in a row that I put up the most points in the league. I think Taft might have put up like 170 this week. But regardless, I've put up the most combined points in the last 4 weeks easily. I've been snapping, going hot. Want to see me get hot in this bitch? I'm hot in this motherfucking sweatshirt right now. Team's getting hot. I'm getting hot. Job is getting cold, though. Ooh, iced coffee. Because I don't care how cold it is. I'm not going to lie to you. There will be ice in my coffee. It could be motherfucking -20. And there's going to be ice in that motherfucking job. You hear me? Unless I want some hot coffee. Don't, I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want when I want. So that's pretty much it for the 10-team league. I snap. Final score 167.6 to 91. I mean, boys, round one, and I come out here and I lay a golden egg, a golden goose. Oh, mama. Little skeptical about this coming week. I'm playing Taft in the semifinals. I win this week. I'm at the chip. After losing Javonte Williams, Breece Hall, Cordero Patterson, all I can do is just piece together, baby. I mean, I am a GM that finds solutions. Big trades, big nuts, big racks. Ooh. So looking at it, seeing where I've come from, getting hot where I am, I mean, there's an argument. It's GM of the year for this guy over here. If I end up winning the chip, it's GM of the year. If Luke ends up winning the chip, he is 13. He ended up being 13-1 this year, so he probably deserves a little bit more than I do. But the adversity that I've had to go through, he's gone through no adversity. I don't think his fucking team had one player that was out for a week, and maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown. That was it. Other than that, all of his running backs were healthy. Quarterback stayed healthy. Didn't have any problems. Me, on the other hand, I was losing motherfuckers left and right. Dropping like flies. Give me them flies. Give me them fries. And you better give me them thighs. So yeah, that was the 10-team league. Excited for Jalen Hurts with his right shoulder. I am incredibly nervous for. I really need him this week. I need him. Jalen, if you're watching, baby, get that shoulder right, because the J-Shag Love Shags need you to carry me on to a chips. Because if not, I'm going to have to start Deshaun Watson. And I don't feel super great about it. Maybe he pops. Maybe this is the week that he fucking snaps and he gets back to his old ways. Who's to say? Let's go on over to the 12-team league. Don't have much to say about this, bro. I don't have much to say about this because, honestly, I didn't really care much about this league. And when you play a good buddy like Menares, Tyler Menares, one of the best guys I know, has a pretty damn good team. I mean, he didn't make the playoffs, but he has a pretty damn good team, and they're pretty solid. Not gonna lie, they're pretty solid. Dak Prescott, DeAndre Swift. I mean, Dak Prescott, DeAndre Swift, Christian Kirk, Noah Fant, Jalen Waddle, Packers D, Maher from Dallas, kicker. I don't even know. Two guys I didn't mention because they snapped. Jerick McKinnon. Bro, this guy's a star. I mean, it was supposed to be Isaiah Pacheco being like the lead back. I understand Kansas City throws the ball a million times a game, but Jerick McKinnon is like strictly a receiving back almost. I mean, he had 52 on the ground, but this guy had a touchdown catch, a touchdown rush, 70 yards through the air, 52 on the ground, a 2-point conversion, and 8 catches for 34 points. Yes, Zay Jones had more because he's a star. But Jerick McKinnon, 34.2. Of course, I go against Justin Jefferson as well. 12 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown. When I was seeing the Colts go up by that many points, all I can think about is, yeah, they're going to have to throw a shitload. And Justin Jefferson is probably the best receiver in the league. I'm like, he's going to end up with 30. Easy. So, yes, Dak Prescott, 20.24. DeAndre Swift, 12.5. Jerick McKinnon, 34.2. Justin Jefferson, 30.5. Christian Kirk, 15.2. Noah Fant scores a touchdown in the Thursday night game, 14.2. Jalen Waddle gets hurt like halfway through the game, but had like a 60-yard tutty, 3 catches, 114 yards and a tutty, 20.4 points. Packers D, 13 points. Brett Maurer or something, however you say his name, 12 points. For a whopping 172 points, 0.04. Whatever. I didn't care, honestly. Watching this, I was like, whatever. I'm in the loser consolation bracket anyways. I'm not in the toilet bowl. What does this have to do with me? I don't care. My team went out there. Deshaun Watson, I started him because I was like, this week doesn't matter. So I was like, let's see if I can take a chance on my guy. And if he puts up good points, that would be like a little subtle win for me in my own personal way. I have Jonathan Taylor, goes out. Like I said, I would rather him be out in this league so I don't have to play him in my other. So I wasn't too mad about that. Started Latavius Murray as well, 21 points. Michael Pittman gets me 19, 10 catches, 60 yards. I mean, it's like he's a slot receiver, but he's not, which is like the weirdest thing. But his catches are all for like short gains. Six yards of reception. I mean, what are we doing here? Amon-Ra St. Brown had a pretty decent game, only 15 points, but he's a star, 7 catches, 76 yards. Greg Dulcich, what am I supposed to do with this guy? I mean, I had Kyle Pitts, but this guy, he's not cutting it for me. Darren Waller is on my IR slot. He got me 13.8. Didn't start him because I wanted to see it. Whatever. Didn't really care. Like I said, DeAndre Hopkins, 7 catches, 60 yards. Cowboys D goes out and lays a stinger against Jacksonville. Gets me 0 points. Myers gets me 9. Whatever. I didn't care. Did I care? A little? Yeah, sure. Because I like to win. I'm a winner, baby. I want to win, huh? So I wasn't super stressed out about it. Garrett Wilson had 4 catches for 98 yards. Didn't start him because fucking the MILF Slayer is back starting. Upsetting. Couldn't start Dameon Pierce because he's on IR. Jonathan Taylor out for the game. He's on IR. So for this league, Javonte Williams, Breece Hall, Dameon Pierce, Jonathan Taylor. 4 guys that have season-ending injuries for me. I mean, there's nothing to say about it now. I know Dameon Pierce was late in the season. Jonathan Taylor was this week. But I had some bad luck this year. What are you going to do? For this league, I had some bad luck. For the other league, I had bad luck as well. But I just so happened to capitalize a little bit more in my other league. I still think, looking at my roster, I had a better roster than most of the players in my league. I'm not going to lie. I thought that my team was pretty damn good. Geno Smith, Jonathan Taylor, Dameon Pierce, Javonte Williams, Breece Hall, Michael Pittman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins. You see that team, and you're like, you're good. You have a good team. It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. And that's what happens, baby. It's a roller coaster, mamas. Huh? So that's what happened. Whatever. I lost that game. He puts up 172. I put up 95. Whatever. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. All right? But let's go on over to what happened in the toilet bowl. I would like to just do a quick update on the toilet bowl. And it's funny because it wasn't going to be a toilet bowl. It was actually going to be Trevor Duke was going to have to wear the skirt. And that was going to be the end of it because he had tied for the worst record and he scored the least amount of points in the league. And we were going to call it quits. Being the salesman that he is, he convinces the whole group to be like, listen, wouldn't it be more entertaining if we had a toilet bowl between the bottom 2 teams in the league? Bottom 2 teams being him and Ridge. And Ridge was a little apprehensive. He was a little nervous. He was like, why would I agree to this when I scored more points than you and we had the same record? My team, my season was better by like 10 points. You are the worst in the league. And that's it. But no, Ridge being the fighter and just the star and just the Marine that he is, he doesn't back down from no challenge, baby. So he said, you know what, I'll do it. Looking at his roster, looking at Trevor's roster, because we talked about it, he was like, I feel pretty good about it. Like, I think I should win this week. Like, I think my team is better than his team. I should win. So he wasn't too worried. Looking at the game, I mean, the teams are a mess. The teams are a mess. I mean, these are garbage teams. Garbage teams. Trev had Jared Goff, Alvin Kamara, J.K. Dobbins, Terry McLaurin, Amari Cooper, Dawson Knox, Ramondre Stevenson. You're hearing it. I mean, you hear it's not bad. I mean, he had some injuries. He's dealing with Deebo Samuel being out, Lamar Jackson being out. But, like, Alvin Kamara hasn't been great. J.K. Dobbins just came back. Terry McLaurin's been decent. Amari Cooper's, like, up and down. Dawson Knox has been eh. Ramondre Stevenson's been a star. Don't get me wrong. His season just didn't work out great. The Riggers, old Ridgeroo, he had to start Tyler Huntley because of – actually, I don't know why he started Tyler Huntley. Thought it was a terrible mistake. He had Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr on the bench. Derek Carr only got him 10. Derek Carr almost got him 20. Aaron Rodgers got him 10. Tyler Huntley goes out there, lays a stinker, gets him 5. All right, so let me break down Ridge's little squad real quick. Huntley, Travis Etienne, Deontay Foreman, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, David Njoku, Isaiah Pacheco, Panthers D, Brian McManus. Brandon. Tyler Huntley gets him 5. Travis Etienne, like out of nowhere, like he's just been shit. Like as soon as James Robinson left, the first couple of weeks he was there by himself, he was putting up numbers. Last couple of weeks he's been dog shit, and he fumbled as well. I mean, he had 103 yards on the ground. It's a pretty good fucking game, but he fumbled, only got him 12.7 points in a 40-point game. You would think he would have popped. Deontay Foreman. This is why I dropped him. I had him and I dropped him. I didn't trust him. I didn't trust that offense. He got him 9 yards on the ground, 0.9 points for the week. Oh my God. CD Lamb, 19.7. That's a good showing. He needed Devontae Adams to show up. Gets him 6.8. David Njoku, 5.8. Isaiah Pacheco, because Jerick McKinnon snapped, 8.7. Panthers D gets him 1. Brandon McManus gets him 7. For a whopping in the toilet bowl when he needed it most to not wear a skirt, show legs, and a fucking V-top to show cleavage, he puts up 67.62. Oh, talk about a damn travesty. He's sick. He's sick. This son of a bitch is sick. I feel bad for him. I'm not going to lie. Go over to Trevor. Jared Goff gets him 14. Alvin Kamara gets 12.5. J.K. Dobbins 13.8. Terry McLaurin 13. Amari Cooper 9.8. Dawson Knox did a tutty. Big game from Dawson Knox. He dropped a couple balls too. Gets him 21.8. Ramondre Stevenson's a star. Gets him 25. Steelers D 7. Greg Joseph 8. So if you're quick with any sort of math, I mean the bottom part of his fucking team, literally from his tight end on, almost beat Rich. Rich! I mean, guy! The team is cheeks, huh, guys? So looking even at his fucking, oh God, even at his fucking bench, his bench put up cheek numbers. Patriots D got him 11. Aaron Rodgers got him fucking 10. Jeff Wilson 0. Gus Edwards 5. George Pickens 7. The whole team's like stinkies, old stinkers, right? This was not the time he needed it. For a whopping 67.62, you might have guessed it, but the toilet bowl loser is my sweet boy, Ridgeroo. Love the kid to death. I hate that he has to wear the skirt. If he ends up not going on the golf trip for other reasons, Trev's wearing that skirt. And Trev has some hairy fucking legs. Nobody wants to see those legs. I think it has to be a stipulation. If you're wearing the skirt, you got to shave the legs. I want some baby smooth legs, oiled up, glistened, out in the sun on that course. Not for me, but for the content of just having these legs prancing around that fucking course. Those links. T down to the cleavage. I keep on saying that. I'm pushing for the cleavage. There better be cleavage involved. Trev puts up 124.68 in the week that he needed it most. Like I said, if Ridge doesn't come, Trevor's still fucking wearing that skirt. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I mean, apparently I wasn't in the league at this point, but he was like last in another league or something, and he has to like take the SAT. I mean, the guy, he needs to pick it up. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the podcast, the end of this week. I will be keeping you updated. Of course, podcast next Wednesday. It's a big week, man. Round 2 of the playoffs, and I'm looking to get into that chip. Hopefully, Jalen Hurts plays for me, and I'll keep you updated on 12-team league. See how the rest of the team goes. Big switch up. Avery, our commissioner, after being 10-4 on the regular season, gets knocked out by just a mammoth swing from old Team Lake. 142 on his head top. Gets knocked out. Josh Mazel almost gets taken out. He wins by 5 points. Luckily enough, Jalen Hurts carried his team. Just like you carry mine, always does. But I am speaking this into existence now. I am Team KY Jelly, the Riley Reid options. I want to see him in the chip. I want to see him take home the chip. Guy's on a fucking 9-win streak. I mean, that's my guy. That's my guy. We're hitting the sticks later. I anticipate dubs on the sticks, dubs in fantasy, dubs all around. Just to be aware, just to be solidify this whole thing, and I want you to understand this is not your grandmother's fantasy football podcast. Baby, it's a roller coaster. There's what ifs. There's all that jazz. It's a miracle. It's a Festivus miracle. My mouth is killing me. My face is swollen, but I do it for the 21 subscribers. 21. I do it for you. So much love. Let's get some dubs. Playoffs. Merry Christmas, everybody. Much love to everybody. Hope you have a great time with your family and just appreciate what you guys have, man. I know everybody out there is going to have a great time with their family. Just enjoy it. Be appreciative for what you guys have, and always know that there's better situations out there, there's worse situations out there, and I want you to make sure that you are appreciating life for what it is. Don't overthink things. Allow yourself to enjoy the moment, and yeah, and make sure that you're giving family love whenever you can. So much love, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next week.